Okay. Hello, viewers. I'm just checking the audio because I'm not. All right, there we go. It works great. We have audio. So, welcome to the Sydney Winston channel. G-Man made a live today. And as such, we need to investigate. We need to get to the bottom of what he is actually trying to do and say, or what he said. You don't need that one. So I don't like to waste time, as you as you know. So let's get right into it. G-Man, start your show.
Welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. Before we get started, got a quick announcement that I want to make for this YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a rebranding on this YouTube channel. It's a little bit of a surprise. Some of you won't be surprised, but it's going to be a bit of a rebranding.
I'm surprised.
And I've been planning this for a while, so I'm going to be doing that to this channel soon. And what I'm going to do today is going to be talking about the topics of CPS, Shanny's kids, friends, and my motivations. And I'm going to do it uninterrupted on this channel, just so that the newer people that may be watching me or hear about me know where my mind is and where my head is on all of this. I'm not going to be going into a lot of Shanny stories or whatever, but I am going to be going into just the topics in general. Before I do, let me go in the chat here real quick.
Topics in general.
Ooh,
right, I need more coffee.
Dr. Pock is here, whoever the heck that is. I got a funny feeling I know who, but Dr. Pock, Easy ST1, Tattoo Lady 100 is here. Let me see. There was somebody else on here. Mistress Karma 6969 is here.
Mistress
Karma. Hey GBU, remember, don't feed the trolls. They want your attention. Don't play into it. Okay, gotcha. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Hey G.
We got Bleacher Bum and Voiceless Ghost is here. Oh, and one more guy. Negan. Sassy Street, CC Street, I think. Okay. All right. So he's here. So let's put this here real quick, because this is the new thing with me now is that I knew about the abuse, and I'm probably going to end up in prison if they end up going to court, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so during this stream, I'm going to be eating my applesauce and sipping on water because I got a bit of a sore throat and I might be coughing, and I want to try to prevent that if I can.
Good idea.
So I'll be doing that.
Good idea, G.
Let's start off with what's a good one here. Let's start off with CPS here real quick. Matter of fact, how about this? I actually have a video prepared.
Got a video prepared. Okay. I'll let this run while I run and get the coffee. So, yeah.
The CPS thingy. Let's take a look at that. And no, for the people that was around during the GTV days, it is not what you think. So we're going to take a look at a video here real quick, because I want to address something that Hussey said on his stream real quick, as I consider Hussey to be an easy target. For those who don't know what that means is that I don't consider Hussey to be something of a challenge for me to deal with. Hussey makes it painstakingly easy for me to go after. So this is the video I want you guys to take a look at. And we're only going to watch a few minutes of this. So let's take a look at this here real quick. Maybe not even a few minutes. Just something's going to be said on here.
Is it's genuinely insane. And I want to preface the rest of this by saying you may have noticed this year that we've largely kind of stepped away from things that could be deemed drama in the community. Or there's so many things in the world right now being torn down, set on fire. We've really tried to pivot and focus on most of those things. But this, it's not drama. It rises above. Right? And so for those unfamiliar, Ethan Klein is a longtime YouTube creator, very big podcaster. Well, the story is heavily centered on a video that he posted yesterday. The actual story goes back a little bit further than that, because Ethan first said that CPS, Child Protective Services, visited his house during an H3 podcast episode on Friday, explaining.
An anonymous call went into them on the 3rd, saying that they were somebody that works at the house, and they wanted to report us because our kids are crawling around eating dog shit and getting viruses.
With Ethan then going.
So I'm going to rewind this again here real quick and play this again, because this is going to be really important for me to keep playing this here, because it's going to bring my point home a little bit. I could have found a funnier one in this one to actually use, but let's just hear what he had to say why CPS was called again.
Went into them on the 3rd, saying that they were somebody that works at the house, and they wanted to report us because our kids are crawling around eating dog shit and getting viruses.
With Ethan then going on to say that a
Now,
CPS
these are YouTubers that are calling and saying that his kids was actually doing this, and they call it CPS. According to Hussey says you're supposed to call CPS, the first sign of abuse. So I'm pretty sure they all saw that with this gentleman, right? Let's continue.
agent had to visit their house, talk to both he and his wife, Hila, look around the home, see the kids, and the agent eventually needs to return to interview the kids because of the call. And then after that, he went into more detail on that incident, the context around it, and what he believes is the root issue in a video that he posted yesterday titled, "This is so fucked up."
Not only have they called CPS on us, now they're starting to try to call in a 5150 to get me committed. It's really gone on too far, and at this point I'm ready to take no prisoners, take the gloves off, and call out everybody who needs to be called out. The thing is,
so now they want to say he's crazy, and then they want to say that he's that his children was crawling around eating, what is that, dog poop and everything, and that's what they call CPS on. When and by the way, I'm going to get into why I'm showing everybody this here, because it's going to support my argument that I made about when and when not to call CPS.
once you target my children, then a line's been crossed that cannot be walked back.
With Ethan noting that while he held nothing against the CPS agent who visited their house because he was just doing his job, he still found the whole ordeal to be invasive and overwhelming.
He's called the pediatrician that takes care of the kids. He talked to them, pretty much sifted through every angle of our life having to do with our kids in an extremely violating, insulting, unbelievable way. You can't believe that you, as somebody who has done nothing wrong, has taken care of your kids, to be subject to this forcible investigation because of some freaks online.
And as far as who did this, he said that his digging brought him to Snark subreddits. With the first one being dubbed H3 Snark, though it looks like it's now moved over to a new page called H3H3_Productions. And for those that don't know, a Snark page or subreddit is essentially devoted to criticizing or making fun of that topic, right? There are general Snark pages for calling out influencers, ones about not liking certain celebrities, and it goes on. And so an H3 Snark page would be anti-H3, anti-Ethan and Hila, and Ethan doesn't think that Reddit's doing enough about this overall problem. But also, he thinks that major creators are allowing them to thrive.
The problem is that this subreddit, this community is being legitimized by creators such as Hassan, such as Denim, such as Mike from PA, and all these leftist commentators who think they can get one up on me by sicking and participating and legitimizing the most crazed psychopaths on the internet.
Right, with Ethan specifically accusing Hassan and other creators of, at the very least, minimizing what the subreddit has done, and at one point appearing to suggest that Hassan's fans were...
Okay, so basically, in short terms, is one person didn't like a podcaster, so they called CPS and lied and said that his kids was eating dog poop, and said that the guy was crazy or whatever. So a bunch of this person's supporters went over there to persecute this other guy because of that, right? Hussey got on his channel and Hussey said that because Jason told me what he told me when we were having guy time, that I should immediately call CPS with no proof and no evidence whatsoever. What would make me different from what the people was doing to this man? I wouldn't be no different than them. I would be operating on my emotions and not operating on what I actually know. I know Shanny and Rev don't always tell the truth. I've been upfront about that since I've met them. That's why I can't wait till we get to friends, the friends part of this and whatnot. So Hussey's argument is just stupid and is dumb. And you just don't go around calling CPS, you know what I mean, because you heard somebody say something. That's a very serious thing. There are crimes that can be committed if you call them under false pretenses. And I wasn't going to do that. Now, I actually was around one time for CPS coming under false pretenses. And that was the time when Shanny and Rev came down from Boulder, Colorado, and they had just got to the uncle's house that first time before the uncle threw them out the first time. And I was over there. I was strict. I think I showed up. I think the video you guys are going to look for is a irate or a crazed G-man shows up in the video. I think I'm not 100% sure, but it should be on XX archive, the earlier parts that was archived or whatever. And what it is I showed up there and they had just came. Shanny did something when I first went over there to the uncle's. She showed me her phone. She showed me all of the money that she was making. This is going to be important for what I'm going to say later on, and why it's going to show you I'm not contradicting myself, because these same things I'm saying right now has been said on this channel over and over and over again. You know what I mean? So
You trying to get down?
she got her phone, and a lot of you probably remember this because you know how I responded when I saw this. And she showed me all of the money that they made from that road trip that they made from Colorado. I think it was about maybe about $1,000, maybe 1,100, I think, by the time they got from Colorado all the way to the Uncle House. So they had money. Okay. So on that very same day, her Cash App got flagged, and she wasn't able to get to her money. CPS came over, and CPS was told that Shani and Rev didn't have no food. The kids were starving and all this other stuff and whatnot. You can all see it for yourself. It's on the archive videos. And they said that nobody had any food. And then that's a lie, because I believe that was either the day we did the chicken and watermelon, or that was the day Shani made that spaghetti, and everybody was saying that the spaghetti wasn't really good when she made it or whatever. But the point is, that it's either the video where she made the spaghetti, or we did the chicken and the watermelon video or whatever. So
The watermelon video, I remember.
that was a false CPS call. They had food there. She made spaghetti, at least when I was there. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to call CPS on something, on somebody, if I'm going to call Child Protective Services on somebody, I'm going to make sure when I call that I know what I'm talking about.
You
So I
ready
don't
for
look
coffee?
stupid. I've talked to these CPS workers before regarding them. They came to me and they said, "Sir, do they have food in the house?" Brought them in the house, opened the refrigerator, and showed them that they had food there on that particular day. They said, "Sir, do they have money to be able to do this, this, and this?" Showed them that they had money on that particular day. You know what I mean? That's when I was making my videos at that time, when I was still their friends, saying that you guys got to stop calling CPS, because you guys saying one thing, when they come here, it's something totally different. And I wasn't the only one. Gentleman Pioneer got on here and he said, "Listen, you're not doing us any favors by making..." As a matter of fact, it wasn't even just Gentleman Pioneer. I believe it was Jules too, and Drag Knight. All of them was saying, "Stop making false CPS calls, because you're not helping the kids by doing that." It was a big thing at that particular time, where they was calling them, and there was nothing going on at that particular time. Hussey is saying that I saw abuse and that I should have called CPS. What was the abuse that I saw? Hussey is trying to say that the abuse that, matter of fact, let's do this here. The abuse that I saw was an empty refrigerator. Now, Hussey, what the video that I'm going to show you right now, Hussey, this is your fault. This is your fault. I didn't want to have to do this. But apparently you either out of touch with reality, because you don't really know what's going on here in the U.S. So you're telling me that if I know parents, and if I come and visit their home and I don't see food in the refrigerator, then I should call CPS for abuse. Let me show you this video here real quick, Hussey. Now, mind you, this is about 2025 going into 20.
I'm figuring that G-Man has got to be feeling really guilty about something. Like, it's really simple. What Hussey was claiming. He said that, G-Man, you saw signs of child abuse. You should have said something. And G-Man, trying to be the perfect Christian or something, is in denial. He says he's made this whole video, this whole CPS thing, simply because he feels guilty, or he's trying to deny to us who know better that he should have said something to somebody about the abuse, even if it was to us. But he never said. He lied. G-Man, you can't trust G-Man because he lied. And he lied because he's Christian. That's why I call him a delusional Christian, even though the two words kind of mean the same thing. Kind of oxymoronic.
26. But this is going to give people the overall feeling of what I think about that statement. And then I'm going to tell people why I do support CPS coming over there and ultimately doing what they ultimately do. But first, I really want to cremate and destroy Hussey's terrible argument and show him why I laugh at him and why I troll him and why I can't take the guy seriously. All right. So this is the video here. Hold on. This video is called, now mind you, this ain't about Shani and Rev. This is about all of us in America. People in America still can't afford food, can't afford to buy groceries in 2025. Let's take a look at this here real quick.
Basic groceries are an
This
all-time high.
lady actually lives in her car, by the way, and she does that by choice because it's too expensive to have an apartment. She has a really good a channel. It's called A Homestead Journey. You can check that out. Let's listen to what she has to say.
You'd think Von Helton would learn a thing or two from the internet, right? How to live in your car, how to take care of. I wonder why doesn't Von Helton ever watch videos like these? If he's still alive, of course. I mean, he could be rotting on a garbage heap somewhere. Who knows?
Officially in America.
I just took out a loan for basic needs and food. Like needs
Dumb.
/ food. I have never in my life had to take out a loan for the things that my home needs. I had to make the decision of gas or food, or somehow budget it and split that and get a little bit of gas and get a little bit of food until I get paid again. I said, there's no way. I cannot do this.
She doesn't look like she is on a frugal diet. I don't believe her one little bit. Look at her. She spends her money on something. And by looking at her closely, I'd say she spends money on sugar and fat and and alcohol. Sugar, fat, and alcohol. That's what I say. And she's complaining.
I need to have a little bit more for gas, and I need to have enough food. So Affirm has, its thing with Sam's Club. I was like, fuck it. Let's just take out a loan for our basic needs.
Dumb.
I feel like this is not.
Look. She's full of tattoos. Those things are expensive. Oh my God, they're expensive. So tattoos, alcohol, fats, and sugar, processed foods. That's where she spends her money, and she's complaining.
Okay.
I went to do my weekly grocery shopping, and tell me why a diet of rice and beans plus some grocery bags just cost me $80. $80. And I know what y'all are thinking. You must impulse purchase.
Bullshit. Let's have a look at that receipt. Rice and beans for $80? No. Unless she bought Costco portions.
You're right. I did. Brussels sprouts and hummus. How dare I?
Ah.
How dare I? And furthermore, my greatest sin was running out of butter.
Oh.
I should know better than to think
Now, I'm not making this a long video, but I think you guys get the gist. The point is, this food is very expensive, right? So, not defending Shani and Rev. I'm not doing that. Okay.
No.
But
you always do.
Neither one of them are working. They're depending on food stamps. And
Hey, Chaparita, this is G-Man. G-Man, a delusional Christian. And the way you know I'm right is because it says so on the screen. And if it's on the screen, it has to be true.
And me occasionally coming over there buying the food. And I'm supposed to call CPS because they got an empty refrigerator. We're not talking about the kids getting hit. We're not talking about none of that stuff. We're talking about an empty refrigerator.
Yes, yeah. But what about what Shani and Jason have? Look how blobby and Michelin Manny Shani is. And you don't get that way when there's no food around, when you're starving. That's just, me thinking logically. It's all right.
And that's why I'm making fun and laughing at Hussey for his hideously stupid arguments. I mean, if you look like this, you will be laughing at him too. You know what I mean? So you want to put that out there.
Very Christian of you.
If you must call CPS, I'm going to get my real opinion about them in a minute. But if you must call CPS
single
about what you think is abuse that's going on in someone's home, make sure that you have evidence to back it up, because it would destroy your credibility by crying wolf all the time. By crying wolf and calling CPS for things that you're not 100% sure of, you're wasting their time.
Bullshit. If you're not 100%, you call. You rather err on the side of caution. G-Man, the hell's wrong with you? All you can do is make excuses. Very, very bad ones, very weak ones. And why don't you just take some accountability for once in your life?
And they can actually be going out there dealing with somebody who actually is having abuse going on at home at that particular time. And I've seen, at least when I was there,
Single.
a couple of times the CPS was there, and they asked me to my face, because they were living in my house. They asked me to my face, what's food in the refrigerator? Come in, I'll let you take a look at it. I know, because I just went food shopping.
Single. I don't remember the message, but I'll have to look into it.
You know what I mean? But the people are calling and saying that they don't got no food. Do the kids got somewhere to sleep there? He's got a bed.
Way to go.
And you want to know who can back all of this up? Go ask William. And he don't want. Oh, I can hear him now. Hey, G-Man, how dare you bring William up? William said he don't want to talk about this. And William, shut up. Like, honestly, shut up. Okay? That might apply to you. That does not apply to me. When William contacts me in the comment section and says, G-Man, could you do me a favor and stop bringing up, I will stop doing it. Out of respect for William and out of respect for little Zach. But I'm not going to let you guys sit there and I'm not going to let Hussey sit there and lie about what was going on when I was there. I'm not going to let him do that. One thing I'm noticing about this guy is he'll just make stuff up so that people will watch him. He'll just make stuff up out of thin air. The man wasn't there. He wasn't even covering them at the time. And all he's going by is what people said.
All of this just to try and prove to everybody who knows better that he is not guilty for not calling CPS when he saw the boys being abused by Shannon and Jason. Pathetic.
And when it comes to ignorance, Hussey is on the top of the mountain when it comes to that.
No, you
he
are, buddy.
refuses to do any research. This man actually says that I don't talk about the Bible. Let me show you guys something here real quick. And like I said, Hussey, this is your...
Who cares if you talk about the Bible or not? I hope you don't talk about the Bible because you're talking enough bullshit as it is.
fault. This is your fault for being stupid, not being educated, and not looking things up. Or perhaps you did know, and you're just a liar. Who knows?
Thank you, Andrea.
God and the child of the devil. What is the difference between the child of God and the child of the devil?
Who's that?
If you want more of that, this is the channel that you go to, and I'm going to show you a full
Is that
video
G-Man?
of what I've been doing on my other channel. This is not the only channel I have. I have another channel called XX0054. You should all be able to see this, right? Let me make sure. Yep, you can all see this here. Okay. This video I did is the rainbow is so, and then this one right here. It says the rainbow is so, right? Listen to what I said in this video.
The rainbow is absolutely awesome. It is an image used by God as a sign of a covenant to Noah that he will never destroy the earth via flood again. And isn't it awesome that God can use something so beautiful to glorify his name and to use it as a covenant between himself and man? It's absolutely awesome. It's just too bad that people on earth have corrupted it.
Too bad, huh?
Yeah, Hussey uses the rainbow for something totally different, but you know, let's not take low blows at him or whatever. But that's just one of about 1,500. No, one of about maybe 900 videos I have on that YouTube channel talking about the stuff that Hussey claims I don't do over there doing it. He thinks that this is my channel, like this is my main channel. I deal with drama over here. I don't deal with drama over there. That's why I created this channel, and why I'm going to rebrand it to do even more of it. But on my other channel, I'm dead serious about the stuff that I'm talking about over there.
That's what we're going to be looking at. When he talks about dead serious, that's because he's Christianity and he's absolute nonsense that he believes in. His low IQ-ness will surface in the not too distant future.
So a lot of people here watching this don't know this. Go check it out. It's called G-Man for Christ. I recently changed the name of the channel. The channel was G-Man. I decided to They call it G-Man for Christ. And or a faster way you can find it is type in XX0054 and you'll be able to find a YouTube channel. Because that's what I was when I first got on YouTube. But a hussy wouldn't know nothing about that because hussy doesn't know nothing about me. You know what I mean? So just go look it up and then you'll see all of the marvelous videos that has been made about yours truly. I might have a guest in here too, by the way. I might have a guest in here and it'd be nice.
When today?
Let me see.
Are we good, huh?
Okay, good. For the person who left me that text message. All right. So anyway, yeah. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah. So he said that I don't preach and everything and whatnot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. As far as CPS goes, you got to have proof before you start calling them and start saying that so and so did this and so did that, or so and so is suffering and whatnot. Your reputation is on the line. Who you are is on the line. Okay, you got these, and I hope the ladies on here don't get mad at me when I say this, but y'all emotional.
Well, you lost your credibility, G-Man. You lost your credibility by not calling CPS when you knew you had to. Screenshot that, ladies and gentlemen. If you put a trumpet in his face, he's Satchmo.
So y'all gonna make emotional decisions about what you think. I'm not like that. I try to, for the most part, to try to think it through before I do something, which I don't always. I am guilty of giving angry rants on here when people get under my skin. But what I'm saying is that I'm one of these people. I want proof. I've seen. Now let's talk about what I've seen that was questionable when Shanny and Rev was there. All right, we talked about this before. Shanny laying on her bed and Rev laying on the bed, and there's food here and there's food there, and they're claiming that the kids eat all of the food. You don't got to talk to me about that. Go ask William what he thought about it. Go ask him. Okay? When Zachary gets older, go ask him. I already talked about it on this YouTube channel. Them not having heaters. Shanny and Rev are making money. They're monetized on YouTube. You know what I mean? They're making money for what I understand. I don't know which particular time or whatever. And they don't have heaters. So I end up getting them heaters. And there were people making fun of them for not
Oh, I
having
remember
heaters.
that.
Yeah, nobody's buying them anything. And this is the part where we're gonna I'm gonna get kind of mean on here with some people and whatnot, especially with Hussy. But they had no heaters. I got them a couple of heaters. They were called oh god, what were the heaters called? Little black box heaters. They did a phenomenal job keeping those rooms
Ceramic?
warm. You know what I mean? It kept those gerbils alive for a long
Ceramic
time.
heaters? Is that what they are?
That's another thing I did. The gerbils didn't have food, and I went and bought them food. And I'm not on here bragging about what I did. I'm just talking about when you go to somebody's house, or you have a friend.
You see how he's deflecting and trying to distract. The whole thing is about that he didn't call CPS when he should have called CPS when he saw that the children were being abused by Shanny and Jason. Who cares about gerbils? The gerbils didn't have food. Well, then you called animal welfare.
You're friends with somebody, and you hear about what's going on in their life, and there's something that you know you can do to improve the quality of their life. You're going to do it. That is the kind of person I am. Hussy has got you guys got some people, not you guys, but some people on here believe in something totally different. Some, a very tiny minority, because I think some people on here are smarter than that. Not everybody on here is walking around with a brain the size of a peanut. Not everybody's doing that. Some people on here knows how to actually think. But
yeah, exactly.
If they had a need, I tried to fill it. I did not sell the house at the time. I was going by my own personal income and what I was making. Plus, I had to repair that place. And if you never owned a home before, I don't think you understand how much it costs to do certain things when it comes to fixing that place, when it comes to fixing your house. If you're trying to make it better for the people that's living there, or if you want to sell it in the future. I'm the kind of person, since this represents me, I want it to look a certain way. And that's just my attitude, right? So I'm using my own personal money on this. I'm calling in favors to get this done.
Aha, favors.
Yet, I'm this horrible person. I'm this abuser because I didn't call CPS because Jason told me on a car ride going to the convenience market or whatever it is at Walmart or whatever, or the gas station. He sat there and he told me that that Shanny body slammed. Which one was it? I think it was Zachary. I think it was either Zachary or William. I forget which one specifically because this was a while when he told me this.
Okay, so Jason and this G-Man here are out of the house, sitting in a car, going to Walmart or whatever, and Jason tells G-Man that the hell's her name, Shani. The Shani body slammed one of her kids, and that is not enough for G-Man. That is not a red flag for G-Man to say something to someone in authority. Well, it would be for me. I'd say something to somebody. Absolutely. Wouldn't you?
He body slammed one of them. I'm sorry, that she body slammed one of them. And I didn't call CPS based on the story that he was giving me.
Yes, you should have.
And at the time, the YouTubers are calling these guys.
You should have, G-Man. You absolutely should have. And you should also admit, and you should also have some humility. Admit you were wrong.
Heroin addicts, crack addicts, calling them drunks and everything else in the book. The only thing I've seen them use hard is that they were using Delta 8 very, very, very hard, and they were smoking hard. I don't know about the other stuff, but they were using Delta 8 and they were using.
And that's not a reason to call CPS either. How does Shani and Jason, who are smoking this Delta 8 and cannabis and whatever else they're doing, smoking it all the time, how can they possibly be fit to be parents? And you don't see it. You just admitted they were smoking Delta 8 all the time. You just admitted it right now in your video forever. It's on the internet, never to be removed. And you didn't call CPS. You just admitted it.
They were smoking cigarettes very hard. Whatever they were doing when I wasn't there is what they were doing. But when I was there, that's what they was actually using. Delta 8 and cigarettes.
So why do you?
Now, there are a lot of YouTubers on here that smoke. There's a lot of YouTubers on here that are for weed. And a lot of those YouTubers got kids. Are you suggesting that when I find out that somebody is smoking weed in their home, that I should call CPS immediately or whatever? It wasn't like they was.
We see, this is where he gets ridiculous. If I see somebody smoking marijuana, should I call CPS immediately? Should I call CPS immediately? In other words, don't worry about the kids. Don't even see what in condition they are. Like he takes it to such a ridiculous extreme that he becomes a laughing stock.
Yeah, right in front of them or whatever. What I didn't agree with was when I went over there sometimes, they had Zachary and William in their independent rooms while they were streaming all day. I didn't necessarily agree with their choices for what they was going to feed them. At some point, this is none of my business part has to come in. And when I did have my opinion, you all heard Shani get on here. G-Man, I want you to stay out of my family's business. Go look at the video. She made a whole bunch of them. You can't tell me I never said anything about it. Shani herself said in the video that most of the time when I came over there, they was on their best behavior when I came over there. So Hussey is just talking out of Hussey's butt. My opinion of CPS is I think a lot of YouTubers, I'm not saying this community, I'm not even saying the Dragoon, any particular group on here. I'm not necessarily saying them. I'm saying this in general. There are YouTubers that will use CPS as a weapon, which is why I showed the video earlier. And that you got to be careful when you start involving the government and these governmental agencies to go out and do certain things because you can get in trouble. And I'm not trying to hear that.
How are you going to
you
get
don't just
in trouble?
operate on a rumor.
How are you going to get in trouble, G-Man, if a couple with kids are smoking Delta 8 and are unfit to be parents, and you see this happen? G-Man.
That man can go on his channel all day long and say you're supposed to operate on rumors till his teeth bleed.
You know what, Tanya? I agree. Andrea, I agree. It's for the lulz. It has to be. At least it is for us, right?
I'm not doing it. That's not how it was brought up. Not to mention, he's got a problem with this topic. I'm actually a product of the system. That can be proven if you do enough homework. I mean, the information is out there. These people have been in my life since I was 7 years old. I know all about the system. So don't give me this garbage
CPS?
about how you need to operate on rumors, because what's going to end up happening is me and you're going to have a conversation, Hussey, one day, or I'm going to have a conversation with one of your fans, and we hear about, oh, you don't know nothing. In New Jersey, they're called the Division Youth of.
He's such a big boy. He's such a big man with these threats, isn't he?
It's called DYFS, the Division Youth of Family Services. Don't sit here and tell me I don't know nothing about it. I know plenty about it. Now, I never was taken away from my parents, but I had those people in my life. And
you were never taken away from your parents, but you had CPS in your life. Doesn't sound like it went to the... It doesn't sound like it went to the wire where you were taken away. Whereas with Shannon and Jason, the kids were taken away. With Von Helton and Andrea, the kids were taken away.
also know what it's like to have people call under false pretenses. So, Hussey, you can take your opinion, shine it up real nice. Well, you actually probably would like that, though. That's the thing. That's why I'm not going to finish it. Okay? But the point of the matter is, all right, I'm going to put the link out there.
Okay, this probably has got nothing to do with G-Man and his abuse as a child, but he did say once that his father was Muslim and his mother was Christian, or not Muslim. So the fact that he got abused as a child is not, it's sad. I'm sorry for you, G-Man. I feel for you, but I'm not surprised.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. The person that's asking for the link, send me your email. Send me an email at faithfultogod@gmail.com. I'm sorry, no, not faithful to God. Faithful to God, not man @gmail.com. Faithful to God, not man @gmail.com. Faithful to God, not man
heard
@gmail.com.
you.
And I will send you the link, and we can and I'll have you in here. All right, I'm going to check my email to see if you are requesting the link. So just give me a second here. Okay, let's do that. As soon as I see your request for a link, I'll bring you in here. Okay. So, yeah, my opinion of CPS is, like I said, I'm not that crazy about those people. I'm not that crazy about certain governmental programs because I don't think a lot of people understand what people go through when they have to get into that system. I really don't think people understand how nosy these people are and how they will affect your family. In the case of Shanny and Rev, it was appropriate. I really believe it was appropriate after Jason, well, actually, come and think about it, when it was in Boulder, Colorado, and Shanny went and take her kid off a camera, and she kept doing this as a habit or whatever. And I wasn't involved. I wasn't living with them, or I wasn't like visiting them in Boulder, Colorado. At this time, we were enemies when that happened. I remember when Jason and the whole kicking Zachary in the back, that was necessary to get them involved. And William was the one who called. Well, actually, William called the police, if I'm not mistaken. And then when Shanny brought him back, he might have been the one to call them. I don't know. There's some other people in here saying that they called. I think Jules is one of them. B is another one that said that they called. So a whole bunch of people in here saying that they called CPS during that particular time. But G-Man, did you call CPS? Did you call CPS? Did you call CPS? Anyway, so other people called CPS, and ultimately Shanny ultimately lost her kids. But they did call me and ask me would I take responsibility for the kids? Would I be willing to put X amount of hours into being in there and feeding them and getting? And I told them I can't do it because I was in New Jersey at the time and they was in Scranton at the time. So you know what I mean. So I couldn't do it. Let me see something here.
You're still in New Jersey,
Just want to know if they got
aren't you?
the email because I don't want to do this the long way, man. It's gonna take forever if I do it that way. All right, let me see something. Check my email.
We'll call the police. That's what I
Let me see
thought.
something here.
It seems
Okay, I'm
that
sending you the link right.
Andrea, foster care everywhere is bad news. It just seems that I've never heard in any community that I've lived in, I've never heard any good news about foster care for the most part. Although I know or have known people who have been foster parents and were actually pretty damn good, you know. So any of the bad news about foster care is all hearsay. It's not something that I've seen for myself.
Right now. All right, so just give me a minute. Let me send you the link right now so you can join. Give me a second here. They're not gonna like when you join, but I'm not too concerned about that. Let me see. So I don't get this over here. Okay, right here. Let me send you the link.
Hurry up, G-Man. Come on.
What the?
Send the link.
I got the. Okay, there you go. There we go. Link. And whoops. I hate this auto correct thingy, man. Make you say things you're not saying.
Money, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I sent you the link if you want to come in. I sent you the link. Check your email address and you'll be able to get in. Check your email address and you'll be able to get in. So when it comes to CPS, I do have my own personal opinions about it as being part of the system or whatever. And I'm not that crazy about it. However, I think when Shanny lost her kids, it was appropriate. All right. Now, friends. This is the part that I think some people are not going to particularly like me on when I talk about this. I'm a little sick and tired, and I'm going to admit I'm a little annoyed by this. Just a little bit. Because if I was a lot annoyed, this whole video would be dedicated on this. Y'all need to know something about me, just so you guys can know real quick.
Ooh, revelations.
All right. Peer pressure doesn't necessarily affect me. Okay. If I want to be friends with David Anthony, for example, right? And we're not friends or whatever. I think we're associates. I think that's how I like to look at him. But if I want to be friends with David Anthony, I'm going to be friends with David Anthony. If I want to be friends with, let's see something here. I don't want to, you know what? I'll use her anyway. Sabella. I'm going to be friends with Sabella. If I want to be friends with Broke Nut, I'm going to be.
What's he eating? What do you think he's eating?
I'm using these people randomly because I don't want to talk about the people I'm actually talking about here yet. But I'm not going to allow peer pressure to tell me who I can be friends with and who I can't be friends with. How many of you saw the Hussey stream today when I went on there and I trolled this show? How many of you know that I trolled him? And I wasn't being serious. I was just trolling on there. How many of you know that? Okay. So I asked him what was the Shanny's end game in all of this and whatnot. Okay, Shanny and Rev are broken up. Rev's finally got a legitimate chance to rehabilitate his life, right? I think it's going to take Jason's going to have a rehabilitated life a lot faster, I think, than Shanny, because Shanny's going to try to manipulate the system, I think. Okay. You should go check it out. It was funny. He called himself playing my game and he couldn't do it. He always gets upset and frustrated, not me. As a matter of fact, he ended the stream abruptly because I was on there. But I said that I don't want to see Shanny die or nothing like that. So I asked him what was the end game. He said he wanted to see Shanny alone. I said, I don't think that's right for anybody, to be alone. Like, unless you've been like in isolation, you know what I mean? You don't understand what I mean by this. Okay, for the people that know, you know what I mean. So If you ever been locked up or put in a hole or whatever, or been locked in a closet or locked in a room or some mess like that or whatever, then you know what I mean. Like wishing aloneness on somebody is not necessarily a nice thing. But I accused him of wanting, you know, Shanny being dead or whatever. I said, I think you want the woman dead or something. And I told him I'm a Christian, so naturally, I would want Shanny to repent. All the stuff that she's been through, all the stuff that she's been corrected and exposed on, I want to see her repent and get right with God.
So how does this repent work? It's like that. He's making it. G-Man's making it seem as if Shanny or anybody, I guess, repents, then that does something magical to your life or something. Like what is this repentance all about? Because it makes no sense to me, and I don't see a mechanism at all. Help me.
And he just said that he wanted her to be alone. And this is why I have to make this statement about friends and everything. I am not friends with Shanny, and I am not friends with Rev. They clearly did not want that when they was doing the things that they were doing. Shanny, I as a Christian, I cannot sit here and with a straight face and say, I wish this woman, the Mud Pit 621. How you doing? I can't sit here and wish death on Shanny. Okay, Shanny has done a lot of, from a Christian perspective. I'm not saying from everybody's perspective, but from a Judeo-Christian perspective, I think Shanny has done a lot of disgusting things, done a lot of wrong things to people.
Really? That's so fucking brilliant. Where do I sign up? How do I get my card?
Okay, wrong things. I want to make sure I say that because I don't want to leave no room for these people to sit there and say I don't use G's and all that other stuff and whatnot, because I know what they're going to try to do with that. But I want to see the woman repent. I want to see her with a changed life. I want to see the old Shanny die a horrible.
Did G-Man threaten to shoot Burn Toast? And hello, Christina.
Miserable, metaphoric death. Metaphoric death. And I would like to see a literal Shanny come about as a different person, a renewed person, a person that isn't manipulating and lying to people all the time, that isn't narcissistic, that isn't harming people. You understand what I mean? So I'm not interested in watching this woman die. I'm not interested in that. That would be depressing because then I did all of this for nothing. I want her to repent. I want Jason to repent. And I mean really repent. Not say he repents.
Again, they mean that. What? So really, literally, all you do is say, sorry, God, and you repented. That's it? It's so simple.
You know what I mean? Put on ears and act like a female.
It seems like being a Christian is like the simplest thing in the world.
I don't want to see that because that's not what how we're supposed to live or whatever. I want him to legitimately and really repent. Oh, okay. So my guess isn't going to come then. Okay, I got you. So I guess my guess isn't going to come. Let me see something with the email here. Let me see. All right, cool. I would tell you who it is, but I think some of you probably already know. So that's what I want for Shanny. And if you ask William wants the same thing for his mom. He wants his mom to change and not be the person that she is. That is what William wants for her. He wants her to own the things that she's done and to repent from it. You can't repent from nothing unless you actually own it. You know what I mean? So Hussey is in a better position of repenting because at least he admits. He admits what he is. You know what I mean? But Shanny won't do it. But she needs to. So that's my end game with Shanny. I just got a funny feeling that I think some people want this woman dead or something like that. And they won't be satisfied until it happens or whatever. She's been exposed harder than she's ever been exposed before. It's gonna be a lot harder for her to try to get donations from people. You know what I mean? because of the work that some people have done on here. But as far as that goes with the friends, that's what I got to say about that. Now, my motivations. Hussey is trying to make it sound like that the only reason I became friends with Jason was because of money. I really wish I could say Jules and all of these people and whatnot, but honestly and truthfully, they're not going to tell the truth. So I'm not going to use them as examples because these people don't like me too tough. So if you do your homework and you go to the other channel and you do your research, you will know that I was
You are all very welcome.
friends with Shani before she met Jason, and I was friends with Rev before he got involved with Shani. Okay, before I knew anything about anything regarding Jason. If you've been watching me long enough, you know that they was the ones who called me and offered me. Shani has had a crush on me for a long time. All right, so
Who wouldn't have a crush on you, G-Man? I mean, look.
you know, my motivation for being friends with Jason had nothing to do with what he had. Because if that was the case, if that was really the case, then when I lived inside of that house, I would have got my chapstick. I would have got on my hands and my knees and I'd have kissed both their butts the
Kinky.
entire time. And for those of you who know the lore and know the truth and everything about all of this, you will all know that didn't happen. I'm not one of these people that can be bought on here. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people want to believe this stuff, but I cannot be bought. I will not be bought. I cannot be paid for it. If I want to be friends with somebody, I'm going to be friends with them. And if I don't want to be bothered with them no more, I'm not going to be bothered with them no more. You're not going to pay me to stop doing what I'm called to do. Okay? You're not going to pay me to stop doing the things that I love to do, that I love to do here on social media, or what I believe that God has called me to do here on social media. No, you're not going to throw listen, you can throw $1 million at me. And now I'm not talking to the audience no more. Now I'm talking to Satan. Okay, because I want to say this publicly to the devil. I am not talking to Shani. I'm not talking to any particular content creator. I'm not talking to Hussey. I cannot be bought. And I think I proved this more than enough times. Just keep that in mind. I cannot be bought. I cannot be bought. I cannot be bought. You can give me $3 million, $10 million. If I get a conviction from God to talk about something, I'm going to talk about it. End of story. It's as simple as that.
Jeez.
So, actually, for my fans, period, point blank, end of story. So, I was friends with Shani because Shani and I was both in the Great Debate community. We had similar beliefs regarding the existence of God, and we argued with people who didn't believe that God existed. And behind the scenes,
I remember. Oops. I remember when G-Man said, this was on a hangout, that when he gets homosexual thoughts, he prays to Jesus and Jesus takes them away. I remember that.
We were friends and we talked about God. Every now and then I would hear about the kids, and every now and then I hear about Chris. That was it. No flirting, none of that stuff going on or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I'm a pretty straightforward person. And then she didn't necessarily like my style of doing things. Whenever I talked to Jason, I think the very most he ever offered me during the Nadia Chamber days was some wrestling tapes, in which we never got together and I never gave him an address because I learned back then not to talk about my personal life with certain people.
You learned back what? You swallowed those words. I didn't get them.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing regarding the Delta 8. Yeah. I didn't even know what the heck it was. Shani was telling me that it was medication. Exactly. So.
Well, you stupid. Could somebody send G-Man an email explaining to him that there's such a thing called Google, and if you put Delta 8 into Google, you might find that it's not exactly prescribed medication, G-Man.
in regards to my friendships with them, I was friends with them before. And to tell you the truth, I was probably more friends with Shanny than I was with Jason. Because when I talked to Jason, the only time I really had a conversation with Jason was when I was in Nadia's room. If I was in Nadia's room, it wasn't like he was coming to my channel and talking to me. I don't think he was really interested in doing the kind of style of the style of what I was doing on my G-Man channel at that time. Sydney Winston has a really good video. Like, that guy doesn't know the goal that he has on his channel. Like he would get more than like 14 people watching him if he actually knew what the heck he had on his channel. He has that interview between I think Revelation News interviewed Chris
13
and Shanny, and they were all dogging me. And that was after the big argument that I had with Chris. And I made that famous statement to Shanny. What did I say to Shanny? I said, Shanny, why don't you come to Jersey City and come get a real man? And I was doing that to troll Chris or whatever. But I think Shanny took that seriously or whatever. So, and I forgot what we was arguing over. I think they had a problem with something that I taught regarding scripture or whatever. Chris wasn't all that different from Shanny at that particular time. But he definitely.
I don't think. Yeah, I got a shout out, but I don't think G-Man will be very happy with this one.
Definitely had her on the raps better than Rev ever did. So just to put that out there. But you can go to Sydney Winston's Sydney. He's a guy from England, but his name is Sydney Winston's channel. And you can see the very, I think it's a members only video now. So you got to become a member. He's getting all of his old Shanny and Red stuff, and he's got members only. The only thing about me is I downloaded all that stuff before he had an opportunity to do it. So
no, that's not true. Let me defend myself. Anything that YouTube deems to be not family friendly, that video goes to members only. So anything that you have to watch that's members only is more than likely 99% because of YouTube's policies. So there you go. I'm trying to help YouTube be family friendly with public videos. That's it. England, exactly. Hello, Hatfield. How you doing, buddy? I am South African, but what does he know?
So that's my thing with that. With my motivations. My motivations for being friends with people on here are for the most part genuine. I'm not gonna lie. There have been sometimes I've been friends with people on here. Like, for example, when I befriend, I wouldn't call it a friendship. I would probably call it more of an associate thingy. When I started being nice to, like, let me see something here. Who somebody I had a temporary truce with? It was a Christian YouTuber. I forget who it was, but they had like a certain amount of viewers and subscribers, and they had a certain amount of energy going on in their stream, and I befriended them. This was during the Great Debate days. This is before the Hebrew Israelites. This is when I first got on here and whatnot. So, and I was being nice to them because I figured I can get more viewers that way. But they were doing the same thing to me, so it wasn't like it was because back then getting views and getting subscribers was totally different the way it is today. You depended on other channels talking about you. Now people will do it for free if you just say enough dumb things. They'll react to you all day and send a ton of traffic your way. They do it for free. Back then it wasn't so easy to do that. It wasn't easy at all. You depended on people saying, "Oh, look at this person." You know what I mean? I'm going to respond to this person's video or whatever. You know. But the majority of the time, I would say 98% of the time, if I'm being nice to somebody on here, or if I'm being somebody's friend on here, I'm being legit. The only time that stops happening is when somebody is on here and they're trying to play me, and I know it, and I'm just playing along. So, I think Hussey's channel is going to suffer a little bit because I think that some people see that Hussey is just making stuff up. Because if you remember when I stopped being their friends and I started showing everybody the truth about what was going on, when everybody was saying that I was, how many of you remember when people was accusing me of being Shanny's slave and that I was just getting on here simping for her? How many of you guys remember that?
I don't
And
remember
when
that.
I finally stopped being friends with Shanny, I let people know this is what I did. This is what I said. This is what was really going on. Here's a picture of how the place looked. This is the room. And I started showing everything on here. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to be your friend, I'm going to be your friend. And if I'm going to stop being your friend, I'm going to stop being your friend. And I try to keep it real. Nobody's going to bully me into, okay, let's say, for example, because I'm supposed to be going on, I think, on Draven's channel soon. I don't know when, but I'm cool with Draven, right? Don't go hanging out with Draven. Draven's a terrible person.
He's such a performer.
I don't want to hear it. If you saw the stream when I was on Hussey's thingy today, trolling the ever-living daylights out of him, I brought up One Bad B. I think in 2 separate videos. The first video and then the next video.
So,
I had said about One Bad B. I said that that if I'm gonna be if I want to be friends with One Bad B, I'm going to be friends with One Bad B.
One Bad B. Who's One Bad
And I'm
B?
not going to let people bully me into not being friends with them, because these YouTube friendships on here, they come and go. So if I want to be nice to a YouTuber, Carrie, if I want to be nice to the celebrity juicer, if I want to be nice to like to Drader or somebody like that, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let other people dictate to me on why I should and shouldn't be nice to that person, because that's just not how I operate. What I will do is when that knife goes in the back, it's going to be some consequences for that. The second that happens, there's going to be some consequences. So I don't Hussey needs to stop getting on here and saying that I was only friends with them because they had money, and that I would only go to see Jason because he had money. I was their friends when they were broke. I was their friends when they were really, 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 really broke. This ain't the first time Shandy's lived in a shelter, and it probably won't be the last time. Because she's not very good at budgeting her money and paying her bills. She's just not good at doing that. And this ain't my first time saying that about Shanny or to Shanny. She ain't very good at budgeting and stuff. I remember when that internet bill had to be paid. I didn't depend on no Shanny. I called Jason to get that paid. I ain't stupid. So that's all I pretty much want to say about that regarding any of that or whatever. As far as William and Zachary goes, again, I believe I was a good friend to William. Hussey was calling me. What did he call me today? I think he called me a bigot. I think that's what he called me a bigot. But what that dummy don't know is that William came out as being ABC 123, LGB 123 or whatever. He came out. And I remember going there and being in the same room with him, and he told me, Gina, I'd like to talk to you about something. And he told me that he came out as being that. I knew about that when he lived inside the house or whatever. I didn't judge him. I didn't condemn him. I didn't do any of that. I did what we're supposed to do, and I preached to him. That was it. And I was loving about it. People don't get this internet YouTube stuff mixed up with real life or whatever. You know what I mean? So I might exaggerate on here a little bit. I feel
a little bit.
But if I'm talking to somebody and they're coming to me in confidence and they want to talk to me about something that is personal to them, I'm going to talk to them about it. I'm going to let them know what I think about it. I'm going to let them know what I think they should do, and I'm going to be loving in the process about it. You know what I mean? That's something else that Hussey doesn't understand. The whole time he's sitting there calling me a bigot, he doesn't understand that actually happened. And if he doesn't believe me, all you got to do is ask William. Ask William who was supportive to him when he came out as being that. Ask him. The Hussey will look stupid all day long because of it.
I don't get it. It's okay.
So,
I go.
And by the way, William ain't the only person. Go to my YouTube channel. Okay. Go to my YouTube channel. I've talked to people on here who's been LGBT 123 ABZ or whatever, and I've debated Bionic Dance many times. You know what I mean? I think flirted with Bionic Dance just to mess with her a little bit.
She's still around.
By the way, if you don't know who Bionic Dance is not even. I don't even think she talks about atheism no more. But she's an atheist. A lot of teenagers.
She's an animator.
I don't think that they enter her now, but she does a lot of animations and all that stuff and whatnot. And she was also the closest one to get me to question my faith in Jesus Christ. When I talked to her in private, I always give her that credit. But she ended up failing miserably with that. But yeah, I mean, I've had cordial conversations with her, and I had my disagreements with her. I had a conversation with Bionic Dance, I believe.
Jenny is a squeak toy.
On the one and only serious conversation I ever had on the Geek Room, I think.
Hey, baby.
I had one serious conversation on the Geek Room, and that was with Bionic Dance, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I tried to get her on the Peasants, but I think it was on Bionic Dance's YouTube channel. So. No, not Bionic Dance channel. On the Geek Room channel. And no. Was it the Geek Room or was it Steve McCrae's channel? Wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
Who cares? What's the difference, G-Man?
Here.
Nobody cares.
It might have been Steve McCrae's channel. I'm not 100% sure. I know I was on the Geek Room talking to her about it, and I think it went cordial. For the most part. So, in terms of my character, I don't befriend people on here for money. And let me express myself again about.
He's saying that he's not a whore. He has to come out and say it. Like, well, I'm the same way. I don't befriend anybody for money. I just want to say that.
The money issue here on YouTube, because and the people that know me personally, you know what I'm about to say right now, all right? And the people who are just getting to know me and whatnot.
Oh, what is he about to say?
Don't know this, but this is how I feel about this.
Okay.
When I first started my YouTube journey on here, when I became XX0054 on the other channel, my goal was to get on here and to deal with the Word of Faith people, the people that lie and say if you touch the screen, your arms are going to be healed and all that other stupid nonsense and whatnot. My goal was to get on here and talk about them. Okay. My goal was to get on here and like do ministry stuff and just focus on that. I didn't want to focus on all this other stuff and whatnot. It wasn't until we started doing the Great Debate Hangouts, where you guys don't know these people, but I'm going to bring them up anyway. Where people like Raw came into my room, Matthew 4:19, and it was, oh, G-Man, you should monetize your YouTube channel so you can get paid for all of the work that you do on here and whatnot. And I was like, I'm not on here for that. And the dumbest decision I've ever made here on social media was when I decided to start doing the Cash App thing on here. That was the stupidest, dumbest decision I ever made, because then everybody can start coming at me with this hussy crap where they're coming on here and they're saying that I'm being friends on here for people on here for money. Even my enemies know better than this.
What the hell's he talking?
Even my worst enemy, Dragnut knows that's not even true. Because if he claimed that, then he would have to explain some things about the Great Debate Days. I don't befriend people on here for money. That's dumb. I think what it is that
who says you do?
Jealous. That I was able to get a house for $1. What Hussy don't know is that while I paid $1 for it, I spent 20 to 30 grand fixing the place.
20
That's
to
what he
30?
doesn't understand.
You're not
He
sure?
doesn't get. And I had to pay all them dumb fines on the house too. You know what I mean? I had to fix the roof. I had to fix the inside of the house. I had to fix the floors. Don't forget, Shani and Red lived inside of that house, and there was a smell in there that lasted for oh god, man! I had to get all of that stuff out of there, and I videotaped all of it. You all saw it. Hey guys, I think Loudmouth Hussy is in my live chat. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm put the link out there and see if Loudmouth Hussy would join.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Let's see if we can get him to join. Because he says he's not a coward and a punk and all this other stuff. So let's just see what he is here real quick. show the. They're not gonna let me share the link. What kind of stupidity is
Come
that?
on, G-Man, get on with it.
Probably because I'm not signed into my account. Probably. Let's try this again. What?
What?
You know what I'll do? I'll do what I did back in the day. I'll screen share.
Well, get on with it. I mean,
Actually, I don't think
what
I
are we
would
doing
do that.
waiting for? I mean,
You know what? Allow my hustle.
Time is
If
money,
you have an
man.
email address and you want to come here, give me an email address and I'll send it to you via email. I don't know. YouTube's not letting me do it. Where is it? Where is it? Wait, let me see this here. When you send the $500 to Will, then I'll come. Oh, okay. Hey, guys, you see this here? Okay, whatever, Hussy, whatever. So anyway, let me get back to my video here. Hussy, listen to me. When I call you, when I call somebody a coward on here, I'm usually right. So anyway, because now, Hussy, you can't come in here. You can't come in here. All right. So, and by the way,
Right.
Hussy, if you don't know my reputation, when I start saying that you can't come in here, that means you can literally beg and try to pay me, and you won't get in here. So you don't know me, Hussy.
But he doesn't accept money.
And
Thank
if you don't be a good Hussy, I
Yeah,
won't come to your
thank
channel
you.
either. So you can make up whatever lie you want. Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know who Hussy is, that's this thingamajig right here. I'm gonna put on a camera here real quick. Hold on. This thingamajig right here, who identifies as a thingamajig. You know what I mean?
A thingamajig.
Is the one who's making all these statements. Now, mind you, long hair, sunglasses, and pink lipstick.
Yeah.
And
so-
I'm supposed to take this guy seriously? Give me a break. Come on now.
You're a
Stop it.
Christian,
Stop it.
G-Man.
Stop it. So anyway, did I have another video I wanted to show? So we looked at the video very briefly about CPS getting caught because people was weaponizing the whole CPS thingy and whatnot, right? I want to show you a little bit more about the video on why Hussy's got a dumb argument regarding calling CPS for people that don't got no food and whatnot. So Hussy, pay attention because you're out of touch with reality, Junior. So let me show you this again here real quick. Very important here that you see that people are broke these days.
This used to be $3 to $4. This is $9.29 for a case of sodas. Look at this, for a case of root beer, it's $11.49.
Don't drink that shit.
Of eggs, it's $11.39. Come on with these prices. bro.
Remember, Shandy and Reb didn't have no job; they had food stamps. According to Hussy, you know, they should have been able to keep that refrigerator full all the time.
For a bag of barbecue lays, $4.99.
Yeah, but that's
It's
processed shit food.
$5 for a bag of chips. It used to be $2. This is insane. This is $10 for a case of Gatorade.
Fine,
And they
drink
had the
water.
nerve to put buy two get one
Drink
free.
orange juice.
Man, $20 for 2 cases of Gatorade. Man, that's insane. These
Talking about orange
$4, and they're doing buy two get one free, making people think that they're getting a deal. It's crazy, man. What happened to our country in just 4 years? What happened? Just 4 years ago, all of these were $1. Now we're at $3.59.
Oh,
I don't know what Joe Biden has done to our country and Congress in the last 4 years, but we need a clean sweep. We need to redo our Congress, our Senate, our House of Representatives, because these people aren't favoring the people in our country. They're looking out for themselves. They're investing in stocks that favor their stocks. They're fattening the pockets of themselves and their own families. They don't care about the people. So come November,
That is a trope. That's a trope that I've been hearing ever since I got to North America. Exactly what he said. They just want the money for themselves and they don't care about the people.
About 5 days ago, I put up a post on my community
Attention,
page
Hussy.
asking people in their local area what costs have went up the most. I think it was between health, housing, transportation, and food. And over 60% of people said food and groceries is what has gone up the most. And there's tons of people that are dealing with the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, look, more insane Trump prices, okay? This flyer is from ShopRite from December 2024. Let's take a look at Crisco Pure Oil. It was $3.99 when Biden was president. December, remember Christmas last year? This Crisco Pure Oil was $3.99. That's the regular price, not a sale price, okay? Flash forward 10 months, October 2025, same supermarket, same item right over here. Let's switch the page. And what do we have? We have Crisco Pure Canola Oil, $6.19.
Whoa.
That's 55% increase. Has your salary gone up 55% in 10 months? The vegetable oil version is $5.69. That's 43% increase. Has your salary and pay gone up 43%?
The problem with you, Hussey, is that you're so drunk on entertainment, you forget about the realities that people are going through on a day-to-day basis. You don't think about your subscribers. You don't think about what they struggle with on a day-to-day basis. You believe that their refrigerator should be full all the time, and you don't think about the struggles that's going on and whatnot. That's why your channel's going to start shrinking, because people are going to start realizing what kind of a fraud you are, dude.
You don't have to have a full refrigerator. Don't be ridiculous. You just gotta have to have enough food to eat every day. You don't have to have a full refrigerator, and it doesn't cost much. You go out and you buy some dairy and you buy some produce, and if you got anything left, you buy some fish or meat, fish or chicken, or you buy tuna in a can. Dirt cheap. Certainly cheaper than this shit.
Let's take a look at one more item. Nilla Nabisco wafers, $3.99 plus 80 cents. So the regular price was $4.79 back when Biden was president. Well, how about now? How much is it now? Right here, same package, same supermarket, same size, $5.29. That's a 10% increase. So not as bad as the oil, but still 10% since Trump took office. Everything has gotten more expensive under Trump. Do me a favor, hit the like, hit the save, and share this video so we can get people to see it.
I don't
so
have a save
everything
button
is more expensive
on my videos, do
You
I?
tell them.
Okay, I think this is the largest food price increase I have seen yet.
Oh, there is.
$37 for 5 chicken breasts. $37, like 40 with tax. That is insane. I don't know how you were supposed to be able to feed a family when 5 chicken breasts are $37. For anyone who's like, okay,
Honestly, Shanny was getting $350. She was getting $350 every month for food for herself, Jason, and her 2 kids. You wasn't giving her any money, Hussey. I'm gonna remind you of this here. You wasn't giving her anything.
A family can eat for $350 if you shop smart and you shop healthy. You know, you get beans and rice and fresh fruits and vegetables. You can eat great. And it's not that expensive. It's not as expensive as chips and Gatorade and crap.
Giving her nothing. But you wanted me to report that their refrigerator was empty. I would love for you, Mistress Karma, to join, but the problem with my YouTube won't let me give you the link. I don't know what it is. I can't put the link in the chat for some reason. Let me see something here again.
I don't think he solves this problem.
I don't feel good at all. But I'm supposed to be traveling this weekend. Oh man!
Get some rest. Drink some liquid. Get some. Drink some Gatorade.
Let me try this one here. There you go. I think you can join that way, Mistress Karma. Click the link and come in. Hussey, you said I had to give you $500. I had to give Will $500. If you try to get in here, Hussey, I'm not going to let you in. Welcome to. You better be careful what you say to me, because it might happen to you, sir. So, Mistress Karma, go ahead and put the link and come in, and I'll let you come in and see what you got to say. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and click the link and come in. But I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say, though. Pretty much, I talked about CPS, talked about Shanny's kids, talked about my friends, and I talked about my motivations. I'm sorry this was a boring video when I got serious on here. Don't worry, I'll be by trolling stuff again in the next video. But,
Oh, good.
Just
Looking
wanted to
forward
make
to
this
it.
YouTube video because Hussey has got his 3 or 4 people who take him seriously on here, saying that the reason why I befriended Jason was because I wanted his money. When in reality, Hussey doesn't know what Hussey's talking about.
Right. I don't know.
We're gonna wait for Mistress Karma to come in, and we're gonna hear what she got to say, and then I'm gonna wrap this up.
Mistress Karma.
As a matter of fact, why don't we do some entertainment thingies here or whatever? Let's see something here. What do I got here?
Entertainment.
I need to come up with an intro just for Hussey.
I want an intro.
But honestly, that takes too much effort
an outro
for me to do something like
but
that. So
too lazy.
and all these other songs I got on here pretty much are for the other channel. All these are ministry videos.
I think he's wrapping up.
My stream here. I really don't got no time for this stuff no more like I used to. Let me see something here. You do a video about how Von Helton is experiencing God's punishment and his dusty pagan behind needs to repent.
He's got the sniffles, Gene.
I'm not supporting this Mistress Karma, so take it easy, everyone. She's but waste of time. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I see Mistress Karma's channel before, so Mistress Karma, I'm gonna give you a little bit more time, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't want this video to be too long.
Isn't that Mistress Karma that woman that Shani stole some grocery money from?
It's been an hour and 10 minutes. I really don't want this to be that long. I should have made this shorter.
Well, edit it.
So, Mistress Karma, if I end the stream before you can get in here, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon.
He's rapping. He
So,
raps.
It wasn't
I'll
just
rap.
Hussey saying things about me. It was also David Anthony and a couple of other people that went in there and said some things about me too. But some of the stuff I'm gonna let just be out there because I think most people know by now that there are people here just making stuff up out of thin air. You know what I mean? So
Not like you.
they can't
man.
back any of this stuff up. They can't prove it. What they can do is throw in, crazy or whatever. So
Yeah. Wrap it up. Wrap it up, Jimmy.
oh, okay. So that's not the actual link then, I guess. Let me see.
I think he's having issues.
But I gave the link. Let me try this one more time. I don't know why YouTube is doing this today.
Maybe you don't know how to use YouTube.
Oh, you're downloading StreamYard. Mistress Karma, I can't wait that long. I'm going to have to go because I have to work
Downloading-
tomorrow and I have to get
Oh,
some
on the
sleep.
phone.
Maybe next time I go live, I'll open up the
Downloading
room.
stream.
I haven't done a G-Man versus the world or a G-Man versus the universe or something like that. But I'm going to be rebranding on this YouTube channel soon, guys. My intro is going to be different. What I'm going to do on here is going to be different. How I end my videos is going to be different. How I open my videos is going to be different. That's the last time I'm probably going to play that Shanny rap on here again. So as I'm about to do something fun on this YouTube channel, if you know what I mean. So try to change it up because, according to Hussey, I need Shanny and Rev in order to be able to do my thing on here or whatever, even though I know the psychology behind what he's saying or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this up.
All right. Good rep, G-Man. And I'll probably do the same thing as well. There are no questions. There are no questions from the crowd. And I have run out of time. Well, not really. This has been going for almost an hour and a half. And I just want to do some other things. So I want to say thank you. I always try and get this one little banner going up there here, this one here, which says, thank you for watching. Oh, isn't that cute? So I wish you all good night. And we'll see you next time. And remember to stay notified. Bye-bye.